Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the Jeffries network on OpenTTD. Now I'd like to start off by apologising for last Friday's episode and how long it took to upload. I'm genuinely surprised that it took so long to render. I started rendering it, I think it was like, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And normally, 6 hours between starting to render and uploading, that's normally fine, not a problem. But for some reason, it decided to go really slow. Ended up, I think it was 10 hours it took in the end to render, and I just uploaded it as soon as it was ready. So I do apologise for it being a little bit late, but I think it was worth it. We did some good stuff. GSG is now fully operational, that's the main thing. Off camera I've done some little bits of work to try and improve the throughput of the high-speed trains here. So this is a good example. We've got 2 trains. For some reason they come in this tunnel here, but want to come right across to this platform here, which is just weird. I don't know why it insists on doing that. I've done some tweaks here as well. That might be one of the reasons. Although they are all set up the same, so it shouldn't be a problem. You can see we've got more than just the rail jets working now. We've got 2 types of railjet, one that has a stop at all 3 stations along the way, and one that only stops at the middle station. I think I've already said that out loud in the last episode. Anyway, we also have 2 other services. We have this one, which is a Super Express, 250 miles per hour top speed, or 249 if you're going to be pedantic. That runs non-stop between GSG and Groton, and then we also have the duck-billed trains, which that is not one of. It's a duck-bill train. The reason I call it duck-bill, if you look at the front, it very much slopes down like a duck's bill. And they run all stoppers, just like the 3-stop rail jets. I've done some naming of the high-speed stations. I haven't named the towns or anything, but I've renamed the stations. I had this thing in my head. I wanted all the stations on the high-speed lines to be uniquely named. And I did a Google search for celestial bodies, or celestial names, to come up with some ideas for names for these stations. So GSG is still GSG, and Groton Superior is still Superior. But this one, we got Runston, I want to say Cailestra, or Cailestra, probably Cailestra actually, because if I think it's Latin. It looks very much Latin. And Caesar, we all say Caesar, but it's actually pronounced Kaiser. So I think that's Cailestra, or Cailestra. So that's one of them. I did look up what these meant as well. Let me look it up again really quickly, because they have got quite cool meanings as well. So Cailestra means heavenly. So it's not that celestial, really, because it's still within the Earth. But I'm sure you guys know what celestial bodies are. The moon is a celestial body. Satellites are celestial bodies. It's basically anything up in the deep reaches of space that isn't considered a planet or a dwarf planet or anything like that. Although I think they are still considered celestial bodies. I think stars are the only ones perhaps that aren't. Anyway, this is Grundhead Apollonia, or Apollonia. It's the long version of Apollo. It actually means belonging to Apollo. These are all Latin names. So belonging to Apollo. Grundhead belongs to Apollo. Make of that what you will. And then finally, over here, this is the only one that's actually built within a town as well. It's built within Wenningpool. Well, I think it's actually named after Neywood. And we got Acidalia, Neywood Acidalia, and that means named for Venus. So again, make of that what you will. But I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to rename this after Wenningpool. And over time we are going to have other non-high-speed lines connecting up to these stations, particularly the 2. Where are we? Over here. This one is a good example because there's a big junction that's going to go here anyway. Oh, it's not a junction actually, it's just going to be... I might connect this up so that the high-speed trains can run onto the non-high-speed lines. But there is going to be a main line that runs through here on its way up to the north. In fact, it connects up to the northern main line just over here. And I think we will have a connecting junction. I could probably build that within the next few episodes, thinking about it. find somewhere to put that. But yeah, there's that one, and then if we come back all the way down to here, it's almost built within the realms of the town. I think it's Wanston. Yeah, Wanston's here. So we're going to have another line that will come up through here because there's quite a lot going on. And the other high-speed line, in fact, the other high-speed line, I think I'll branch it off the other side of this bridge and have it curve round and then join back up with the line over here. And then there'll be another connecting point over here. Of which we're actually pretty close again down here, so that might be worth looking at. But we're not worrying about that today. Also ignore this, I'll be periodically releasing coal trains, because my coal trains for some reason, the timetabling was a bit messed up, so I had to take them all back to the depot and pretty much start again. So we will be working on that as well whilst I'm doing this. But today we're going to be looking at something a little bit more mundane than what we're used to. Not so much slowing things down again, but not being as exciting as we are with high-speed lines. Today we are building mail services. The reason I'm doing that is if you look over... Why is it whenever I look for one I can never find one? Here is one. So we've got these trains which we set up a little while ago. I'm considering getting rid of these actually and replacing them with a proper service. Designated mail trains, because at the moment they carry mail, goods and food, although for some reason, despite the fact that all of our food services are up and running and every single station that these little trains stop at takes food, we never have any food delivered here. And I'm wondering if it's just because there isn't enough, there aren't enough trains actually bringing food to this freight terminal, that there's never going to be enough to take on to other places around Guard City. I don't know, we'll have to find out. But these always take mail, but even then it's not enough to make it profitable. So do you know what? Today I am going to start by sending all of these to depot. We're going to get rid of them. And so our first train let's have a look. Because, I mean, we can do these and have these as mail services if we want. Although I'm not sure... Hang on a second. There we go, express mail carriage. That won't take that, will it? Can only haul high-speed carriages or freight liners. Yeah. And I don't think freight liners can carry mail. So that's quite annoying. I know what ones I'm going to use today anyway. I'm going to use the Class 325s, or I was. Where are they? There it is. Couldn't see it for a second. We're going to use this and we're going to have some... Oh, it just needs normal mail carriages. There we are. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. And then clone and do that. So they're going to be 4 long. These mail trains. And I probably shouldn't have put this one here actually, although I am going to use... Yeah, I am going to use this. If I grab this quickly. Like that. Timetable, autofill. Clear time. Now I believe these can haul food as well. They can. So that might be worth considering in the future. How many of these am I going to put in? Probably 6 maybe? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be more than enough. Yeah, that should be more than enough to take around. Okie dokie. So we do have mail. These little things here I think are mail. They do get carried into this central area. Originally I had some designated platforms off to the side here, but these are currently set up for scrap metal, because we are going to be having some scrap metal trains and recyclables probably coming through here as well, because scrap metal especially can be taken to lots of different places. In fact, let me show you very quickly. Not there. Industry chains. There you go, scrap metal. Let's go, actually choose it on the list here. So you could take it to, it comes from a scrapyard or a recycling plant, and you can take it to a steel mill or an aluminium plant. Now we have a steel mill, at least. Where are we? Over here. I don't think we have an aluminium plant. No, but we have a steel mill. So scrap metal bringing in here would be perfect. In fact, did I set one of these up for scrap metal? This one's just clay. Is it this side that's clay, coal, iron ore, sand? Why is that set for passengers? Yeah, I think I was supposed to have changed that. So I assume this is a dropping off station. So what was it? This one. I'm just going to copy from the one next to it. There you go. Problem solved. Right. So that's that one done. And that was quite easy. Now we're going to do the long distance ones, which is going to be slightly less easy. Really, what I want to do, all the long distance freight trains are going to have mail services as well. And I'm just debating whether I should just copy from the existing passenger ones, or whether I should start from scratch. That's going to be a tricky one. One thing I know I want to do though is, let's come over here for a second, because I do want to make sure, if we're going to be running mail trains on the Western Reaches line, that we are running fast ones. So that goes 125 miles per hour. Like so. And then we want express mail. No, that's only 100. And that's only 100. And that's less than 100. So that is probably going to be our best bet, but that is ugly as hell. And yet if we carried alcohol, we could have whatever livery we wanted. That's interesting. Okay, let's experiment a little bit. Let's fill this up with as many as I want, which is going to be that, I think. Change the livery. Radeon. That's pretty good. Or, yeah, that's the one I wanted to avoid. And that's the ugly one. Okay, so Radeon is probably the best one. And then we do want another tracks on the end. Like so. Now the top speed of this train is 125 miles per hour. That's good. Switch this back to mail. Okay, so that kind of works. Kind of works out quite nicely. So we'll count that as being number 2, and we'll clone that, and you will become number 3. So let's have a quick look. Let me just think. Alright, so if you copy from that one, and if you copy from that one, and if I come over to here really quickly, so this should be, yeah, okay. Are these all sharing? Yeah. So let's grab this one quickly, unshare. So this is just, okay. can carry, and we'll do food, or can carry goods, like so. This one we did as an unshare, so this one here, if cargo can carry passengers, then allow. Remove that. If cargo mail, then allow. Okie dokie. And then we need to timetable these. And literally the only things we need to change are the top speeds. So here, for example, in fact this is a good place to start. Your top speed isn't 160, it's 125. Ow, I just kicked my desk. Right, 125, 125, 125. Out of Mining Pool Falls, your top speed will be 100 throughout, and then yeah, we need to do a bit more of a slowdown there, I think. I also think along the coast here, your top speed should be 75 still, because you're not a tilting train. Yes, you're not carrying passengers, but at the same time, I don't particularly want my train. There's no derailments in this game, but if there was, it would be a derailment where the train would just fall into the sea. I don't particularly want that to happen with these trains, because they're supposedly going to be earning me an absolute ton of money. There we go. Autofill U. Also want to change buffered auto. There we go. And U buffered auto. We'll also clear the times so we can decide how many we need. And then for this one, 125, 125. Let's see, along the front here, yeah, I think we should take it down to 75 again. Like so. So this is the one that goes all the way up to Sunnington. Okay. I see. And then 125. 125. And that's that one done. For some reason that's a strange number. Let me just check that with the others. Make sure it all corroborates. This as well, I think we'll change to 3,500. That also tells me that this one has a stupid waiting time at the depot, which it does. We will change that. We will also go back to this one really quickly and change this. And I just want to check the depot time, 1,000. Okay, cool. And did I change this to buffered auto? I bet I didn't. No, I did not. There we go. Buffered auto. Right. M4J MailRail. M1. Actually, that probably won't work. M4M1. EMU. Guard City North Freight Terminal to GSG via loop. And you are created by 8 units. Or you consist of 8 units. Let's get my terminology correct, shall we? Oh, we do already have M4J mail. We'll remove that. We'll get rid of that one. This is new. This is new and this is better. Right, M4M2. Suppose it's just electric. GSMI to PLJ. You are made up of 8 units as well. Where did that one go? There it is. And then finally M4M3. You are also electric. GSMI to Sunnington, 8 units. Right, you go into 1, you go into 2, you go into 3. Add shared vehicles. Perfect. Now we've got to clone these. So I would say six for both. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 for both, and we'll see how that gets on. Right. I do want to come all the way over here to Plindon Junction. I don't think we're actually going to have any problems here. I think we're going to be okay here. I was going to put a mail-only platform, but I think we're okay. Over on this one. Over here, we're fine. Sunnington, though, I think we're going to have a bit of a problem. Because the mail platform is all the way over here. We need to find a way of getting trains in and out of there, because this is all passengers only. So, unless we built a mail-only platform over here, and even then there's a bit of a crossover to get to it, which probably isn't going to work out very well. So perhaps we need to do some manipulating here. Either that, or we just turn this platform here into a mail platform. I mean, we could do that. If I unshare this. In fact, these aren't set up to be passenger only. It's just these ones that are. Okay. So let's select this one, and we'll do unshare. And then we'll select this one, and we'll make it so that it's passengers only. Like that. And then this one there. That should sort that one out. Okay, so that's sort of 2 routes done, 3 routes done technically. We're gonna have lots of mail trains running up through the western reaches. We should have lots of deliveries being made. Just thinking here as well, maybe we should have the mail trains go into the outer platforms. So let's select this one and this one. If cargo can carry passengers, then allow. If cargo can carry passengers, then allow. And then we want to select this one and this one. If cargo, allow. if cargo allow. Okay, and then if I select, so these two outer platforms are the ones that are least used. So I'm going to do an or if cargo can't carry passengers. Hang on. Let's remove that, because I think it's for this one as well. Yeah, it is. Unshare or if cargo can't carry passengers. Select this one, unshare, or if cargo can't carry passengers. And that should be all of these good to go. We'll see. We will have to see. Right. Next up, I want to do the GSG lines. In particular, the express lines that we have. Yeah, because we're going to be using this platform here, which is probably too long now. Looking at it, I think I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. So we're going to pop that signal there. We're then going to copy that from there and then get rid of that signal. And we're then going to take this line across like this. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can do this and this and then do this and somehow connect that up over there. Like that. So these should all be if can carry passengers, yeah, and this is if can't carry passengers. And then all of these should have passengers. Yes. So now we have this cargo platform here that can be used by the high-speed lines as well as the normal lines. That should work out quite nicely. Now we can start working on let's see, over here. I think should be where we do it. Actually no, because they are 100-mile-an-hour trains, so I think this one should be where we do it. Grab you, and then we want some mail carriages like that. We want to clone you, and then we want to drag you in like that. Okay, I am going to cheat slightly with this one. In that I'm going to copy the orders from this train here, and then I'm just going to have a quick look at where this train is going to stop and then just edit the orders. So for example, we don't want it to stop at Gunway Brewery, so actually once it leaves Plint Bridge we want to skip out. We want to go to Plint Bridge, waypoint number 5. Okay, and then we also want to miss out so Gunway Brewery and Flat Bridge we want to miss out. And I'm sort of deleting them as I see them. Like that. And then we do want to miss out all of the orders around here as well. So no Flatbridge waypoint, no Don'tborough South Box. And then up here, no Don'tborough, no Flatbridge waypoint. But we do want it to stop at Punfingford Airport. So we are going to have it go through the waypoint here, stop, and then go through the waypoint here. That's fine. And then stay high speed here. We also want it to stop at Honningville, so that's fine. And then go through, yeah, Honningville waypoints there. and then it should be non-stop again all the way over to here, to Warnbridge. And then from Warnbridge, I think, yeah. So after Warnbridge Airport, or here, this is where I want it to start being non-stop. So this is Cunfing Way. So I'm going to delete all of this as far as Cunfing Way. Like that. And then Cunfing Way here. Very nearly a bad word, that. I won't dwell on that too much. And I'll try not to have a slip of the tongue. We don't want it to stop at Fenningston either. So there's Fenningston. So it's pretty much non-stop all the way through. We might stop at Pradston actually. That would make sense. So Fenningston we're going to get rid of, but Pradston we will stop at. We won't stop here or here, so we'll get rid of these two. So hotel, like that. We won't stop at Training Hall, we won't stop at Slett Hill, but we will stop at Ludhead Cross. So Ludhead Cross, like that. We won't stop there, or there, or there, but we will stop at Beffing Way. So after Beffing Way, we won't stop there, there, or there. And then at this point, they're both the same waypoint, good. At this point, I'm a little bit torn, because I think, maybe not on that one. Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Where, yeah. Also, what are these trains doing? They're not supposed to be here. It's a bit weird. Sort this out really quickly. They're all supposed to be going to the depot, but they're clearly not. And I didn't mean to get rid of that. Okay, so after Beffing Way, we do want you to go non-stop via this one. And then let's see, we don't want to go that way. Kind of want to go to this one, New Trunborn. So we want you to go non-stop via the first one, and then what station is this? Hudwood Grocer's Shop. In fact, do any trains stop here at the moment? They don't. So I'm guessing that means no trains stop here at the moment. They don't. Okay. How many people do we have up here? This is probably the better option then, actually. So, or is it? I don't know. That's the annoying thing right now, is I just don't know. Definitely need to sort out this train problem though. Hopefully that will do it now. So this is Warningbury. So I suppose we could just stick to what we know. Go to Warningbury Builders Yard, and then stop at all of these stations up to the end, up to Frondham, and then from Frondham go back, and then after Warningbury have the next stop be Grocer's Shop again, and we'll just do a non-stop via. and we'll see how that works out. So timetable wise, this is going to be a convoluted mess, I imagine. Not all timetabled. So we have to go through and see all the bits that are missing. So Plymouth Bridge Parkway, this is going to be a max speed of 100. GSG's 250, 750, not 250, 750. That's the other thing I've got to make sure. That over here it goes in. Let's resize that, shall we? Pin this as well for a second. So it comes out of this. There's Plymouth Bridge 2, and then it needs to go via GSG Northeast Release fast, not slow. Fast. And then it needs to go via here, and then I think there's supposed to be 2 waypoints there as well. There certainly needs to be at least one, so I'm going to stick there. Get rid of the suburban one, replace that with that, and then after GSG you go via that, get rid of this one and slow, and you go via fast. Okay, I'll sort the speeds for that out in a second, and then on the way back we go Plymouth Bridge, delete, 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 fast, this one, we stop, and then we come back out via there and there. Right, timetable. So from here, probably 60 until you hit there. So this is going to be 30. So this one's going to be 45. And then coming out, it's going to be 30, 45, and then 60. And then once you hit Plymouth Bridge Parkway, it's going to be 100 leaving. I'm going to change that to 75. Actually, no, I'm going to change it to 100. We don't have people on board. I keep thinking we're going to have passengers on board, and actually the passenger train goes that fast anyway. This is just going to be 100. As I said, this train can afford to slow down quite fast, and it can accelerate quite fast, because there's going to be no people on board whatsoever. I'm also going to clear all these times whilst we're here. Okie dokie. Going through Warnbridge at 100. The only time I am going to slow down is leaving Beffing Way, because it's going to be moving from the fast line to the slow line. Actually, I'll do it's probably going to be there where it moves across. So which bit isn't timetabled now? I suppose I'll find out. I imagine it's at the bottom. Like that, and then Honningville. Punfingford. Okie dokie, yeah, it's all down here. So this is going to be 30, 45, and 60. This one here is going to be 100, and then coming out it's going to be 30, 45. So which bit isn't timetabled? Is it just a... oh, it's because I cleared all the times, isn't it? I'm an idiot. Okay, change all these to 500, and then change this one here to 3,500. GSG, you can wait for 1,000, because I hope we won't have a queue. Maybe 750 actually. If we're only having one platform designated for it, it'd make more sense to just have the one. Why did this one... oh, hang on, I need to go through and change. This to a non-stop 2 for a second. Clear. Non-stop via. Where's the return? There. Non-stop 2. Just follow this down quickly. This one. We'll change this one to 1,000. There we go. Grocer's shop. Clear. Non-stop via. Perfect. And then you get back to GSG. You'll be another 750. Done. You're set to autofill. Good. Let's keep this open. And I think I should keep this open as well, really, shouldn't I? Pin you. Right, so you are the follow-up to this. So you are M4M4. It's nice and easy. EMU GSG2 FRO, and you are 8 units. Although I might... no, I'll keep you as 8 actually. I don't think it needs to be any longer than that. I imagine there's going to be a lot of mail. Oops. I imagine there's going to be a lot of mail on these lines, but we'll keep the trains relatively small. How many do we need? 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This lot. In fact, all of the trains that currently run from this depot, I'm going to send back to depot and re-release them. Now I've seen that there are trains getting stuck. I probably should come over and check why they're getting stuck right the way over here. Like, where are you supposed to be going? The grocer's shop, okay. So you can get back there. Where is it? This one. So let me just check that. How did you end up on the fast line? Ah, because someone didn't do this properly. Okie dokie. I think something told me not to bother with it because they should know where they're going, but clearly they don't. So you're going to copy from this one, and you're going to copy from the fast one. So your next order is grocer's shop. So I think pretty much all services are going to stop there. Get rid of that. Let's remove that. Remove that one for now. So your next stop is not there, not there, not there. Could be here, or it could be somewhere else over here, and then we'll carry on from there. So that is, or if train can't carry cargo passengers as well. Good. Right. That's the next one done. I'm not going to run any mail trains up the trunk route just yet, I don't think. I'm not 100% sure on that one actually. Maybe I will. I think if I do, it'll be because I don't really want to run mail trains through Guard Lake. That's my grievance right now. But I do want to run mail trains on the northern trunk route, northwest trunk route, and on the route down towards Fort Flunwood. So I think what I will do, if I keep following this all the way down, is okay, I will run trains now, and I will run them via the overground loop, because we have got quite a bit of capacity here now. Is that even a smart idea? Let me upgrade that for a second. Actually, let's do this one first. So imagine so that's going to come off there and run underneath like that, and that's going to come across like that. So I can run one bridge across like this, and one bridge across like this. Connect you up, connect you up. Okay. And then here, you're going to run in like that, you're going to run in like that, and then this is going to be converted to normal rail. That should still be third rail, it looks like it is. And then if I come over here, maybe over this bit actually. Let's get rid of this river. The rivers are a bit of a pain. I know I remember saying I wasn't going to get rid of them. I'm not going to get rid of all of them, and I will replace some of them. It's just when you're building and you're trying to keep track of what you're doing, rivers can be a pain. Especially when I was doing the high-speed line as well. They were a real pain. Kept getting in the way. You do just want to build the track. You don't want to have to worry about water. That's going to hop across like that. That's going to hop across like that. I mean, I'm doing this right now. This isn't even really related to what I'm trying to do with the freight trains, but I do want to put this line in. I think it will be quite handy to be able to route freight trains this way as well in the future. Alright, so that's a path signal, that's a path signal, that's a path signal. And then over here, that one's a path signal, that one's a path signal, and that one already was a path signal. Okay. So let me think. Maybe I will have to run trains through Guard Lake. Because I don't really want to run non-stop mail trains around the loop, because they're going to be held up by all the other stopping trains. And mail can be worth quite a lot of money if you can deliver it at the right time. So I would quite like to be able to deliver it at the right time. So let me have a think. Because I think if I am going to do it, I want to start down here, which does mean building a depot somewhere. And that's going to be a pain. Unless... Okay. Excuse me. Let's have a think. If I get these two here, alright, we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. Let's do the Great Western line first. because this one is going to be a bit of a challenge in itself as well. So we got that, which we could use. I don't think we can use mail carriages with this though. Can only haul high-speed carriages, and I don't think high-speed carriages can carry mail. They would have appeared on the list by now if they could. So that's an inconvenience. So my idea is, or was, to have a diesel pulling these units here and see how well we can do with that. Because these mail things here, I mean, this is woeful at best. I mean, we could just go with the express mail carriages. They carry 30 bags of mail. So what's the difference between the mail and the express mail? The express mail weighs more and costs more. I know it costs less. Oh, it does cost more, but it weighs more as well. There's no increase in speed and there's no increase in capacity, so I might as well just get the mail carriages. I might as well get the express mail ones. They're half a tile. It makes life easier. Okay, and then if I just get some diesel locomotives. These ones. We could go with quite cheap and cheerful. The Deltics would look quite nice. Come on. Go there. There we go. So if I do mail, 240 bags of mail. That's nothing to be sniffed at. It's pretty good capacity. Okay, so there is a train that runs to... There it is. So we're going to get this train to copy this train's orders. And then we're going to try and see where this train goes and adapt its orders. So I think running to Moningpool Falls would be a good place to go. But we do want to stop got to remind myself now which one of these is. So kind of over here is where I'd want it to stop. So select all of these. That one not yet. This one. Remove. If cargo can carry passengers, then allow. And then select all of these ones and do the same. If cargo can carry passengers, then allow. And then I want to unshare and change this to can't. There we go. Right. So this is actually going to run via the express ones. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Via there, and then via there. Then we want to get rid of this one and do that. And then via release. Yep. And then on the way back, get rid of that and do that. and then here via that one, and then via that one. Okay. So we got places like Card Town, where I don't really want it to stop. To be honest, between here and the airport, I don't think I want it to stop at all. So right the way up to here. So Great Winfield East. And then on the way back, like that. And then between Great Winfield and Woolworth, it's not stopping anyway, so that's fine. And then after Woolworth, not Woolworth. Let's see. Do I just want it to keep going up to here? I probably do, in theory. So I probably should have just copied from this, actually. This HST. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So hang on, let me save this a second, in case deleting the orders causes the game to crash, because we've had that before. And then I'm going to wait and see if we can just delete all of these orders. And then just copy off that HST, because that would be so much nicer. The reason being is we already have an express mail service that delivers to here. So we don't actually need a slower mail service that runs along the coastal line. That wouldn't make much sense. Okay, delete. So you're just going to copy off of that. And that's so much easier to cope with. Yeah. Change the size of this. Open up the timetable. So you're going to wait for 3,500 and then 1,000 there. But your top speed here is only going to be 100. Because you can't go faster than that anyway. But you shouldn't hold up any of the HSTs really. Why are you so much slower going through Woolworth? Don't know. That's a strange one. And then this service will be extended once the Great Western Line starts being extended. This particular mail service will be extended anyway, so don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. So I'm happy with all those stop times as well. I think through here you should be operating at top speed still, and through Woolworth you should also be operating at top speed. Clear the time on all of these. It's going to slow down like it's hit a train, quite literally, when it hits the waypoint here, because it's going to be going 100 miles an hour and then it's just going to drop to 15, which is what I don't like about this current HST service. That service will also be extended once we can. So you're buffered auto. Okay. I think this is ready. I do just want to check if I head over to Woolworth would be a good example. What's this set to? Okay, so it's just where it comes in from. So that's fine. Okay. I do need to add this to the list. So you are M4M5 diesel GSP to PLJ, and you are also 8 units. Because again, we only count the cargo carrying units. Right, and you are going to be 8,000, so I think 4 would work quite well. Alright, the final one the final one. This is where I'm a bit torn. I don't really want them to run through Guard Lake, but they can do if absolutely necessary. They can run through the express platforms, because they will then run on the express line down through here and down to the airport, all the way down over here. So it is possible. I'm just then wondering which... I mean, I suppose we could have two. Yeah, alright, we'll have two. Which depot am I going to start these from? Here's my new dilemma, because I don't want them to go up as far as Sunnington, because we already have a... is this the right line? No, it's the wrong line. We already have a mail service that runs up through Sunnington. So I kind of want to stop short of Sunnington. But we don't really have anywhere short of Sunnington. Because this platform up here is just for... I suppose we could just... Okay. I was going to build a new depot site here, but I'm not entirely convinced. Well, we could build a new depot site just into this hillside. Like that. It would have to be one bigger. Like this. And then along like so. The great thing about these, the mail vehicles, is they can run on overhead and third rail, which makes life so much easier for myself. Now this only needs to be 4 long, because these trains are only 4 long. So we can almost hide it up here. If we extend this and then extend this, and do something like that, put that there and that there, build this like so, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do that and have 2 services running using the freight platform here. Getting them in and out might be a bit tricky, because I don't think I can use... No, I can't really use the high speed or the higher speed line, so we'll have to use the slow line here, probably up as far as... I don't know actually. Maybe as we come down the mountain, somewhere over here. Do you go up through Mewood? Do any of these trains stop at Mewood anymore? They do. And they both still do. Okay. So maybe after Mewood, we could have a crossover. So let me think. I'm trying to remember how the crossovers actually work, because I was looking at this with great interest when I was on the route into King's Cross recently, to see how these crossovers actually work, because they're not just that. Sometimes they are like this one will go here, and then that one will go like that, and like that. I mean, that would work quite well, I feel. So that'll be a path. Whoops, that'll be a path. These two would both be paths. This one will not be path. And we can see how that would work, because that might work out quite well for us. It'll get it on the fast line at least. jump back over here again very quickly, because if I put a set of waypoints just here, like that, and then use MeWood here as the other waypoint. Okay, now I've got to go find the junction station, which is a long way over if I remember. There it is. So here, next order is Chumpborough Woods or Denningwell or MeWood waypoint. So in this gap here, or if next order is there. Because MeWood waypoint is down here somewhere, I believe. That's number 2. So the first one must be that one. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. See how well it works. So maximum speed, mail. We just want the ABBs. These things are really, really cool. I do like these trains. It's a shame that we don't use them in real life in the UK anymore, because they are such cool little trains. It seems a real waste. But that is the British way, it seems. Right. There. 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 Service. No loading. No loading. No unloading. Okay. You then run via here twice. Before this one, you also go via let's do them in order. Must be here and here. Yeah. Okay, and then before this, you run via MeWood twice. I'm going to do it now so that I don't forget. Non-stop via. Non-stop via. You then cross over onto the fast line. And then all the way down. In fact, do we have any... I think it was Denningwell that was supposed to have 4 platforms. I think it was. Honley Market might need an upgrade as well. Seston I think is okay. Chuntborough is okay. Yeah, I think it was over here. We were supposed to have upgraded this. Let me just check. Yeah, so Denningwell is going to be our next stop. So we're going to go to Island Platforms. So actually putting that extra waypoint in was a bit pointless. But oh well, we've done it now. So here you're going to go to Denningwell twice. And then after Denningwell, you're going to go here twice. And then here twice. I think we should stop here really. This town's going to grow. They're both going to grow. What did I just click on? I don't think I did anything stupid. That's alright. Right. And then you come through to Flame Junction. Where again you're going to stop twice. And then back out. And then this is where it's going to get a little bit complicated, because you're still going to be running on the fast line here. But I want you to run down as far as here. And then here you're going to cross over onto the slow lines. Again. And then what's this? Hunway waypoint 11. So yeah, I do need to do this one twice. and then into GSG. So I think it's 3 3 mail services we're going to have running into GSG. Certainly looks that way. Okay. So then GSG, you're going to go to Guard Lake. And then Guard Lake to GSMA. Stillington box. Still feel like we need an extra waypoint there. Like that. Okay, you're going to run top speed all the way through here, all the way through here. Going to stop here twice. Maybe that's why I need to press. When I've got the trains terminating. Maybe that's why I was getting the mistakes before. That's something worth thinking about. Alright, now here, we're going to go this way first. And I do kind of need to do it so that... Yeah, you are going to do the same as the food train, I think. So you are going to stop at Tadham. And then after Tadham, you're going to keep going right the way down here until you get to Fort Flunwood. And I think instead of going into the sidings, out and then back, I think we're just going to have you stop and terminate and then just go back. A bit like the food train. I'm not 100% sure on that one though. Actually, you know what? As a starter, I think we will just have you go. Because it is quite a long route. As we've established before, it's quite a long route. So really... you probably deserve a little bit of a breather in the sidings. You are no loading. That's what I was going to do. And then this one, of course, is no loading. No unloading, because for some reason I keep forgetting to do that with those particular stations. Right, so this is going to be... pin this. 500. 3,500. Sunnington, you're going to stop for 750. And then on the northern section, you're pretty much going to be 500 all the way. Even through Guard City, I think we'll have you stop for 500. It's only as you leave... well, it's only really at Tadham that you need to stop for 250. Even Fort Flunwood, I think you could probably get away with 500. And then here... you are going to go in for 3,500 again. And then Tadham on the way back, 250. Okie dokie. And then 500 at the end. Autofill. Now the difficult bit, we've got to do the speed limits. I hate doing speed limits. Really hate it, but it has to be done. It's just because it's fiddly. I don't like fiddly. I think 30 is pretty much going to be our average speed. So this is going to be 15. That's going to be 30. You're going to hit trunk, and your speed limit goes straight up to 100. Once you hit Mewood, it's going to drop to 60 whilst you go across into the fast track. And then it's going to be 100 again. and then it's 100 all the way, pretty much. Actually, yeah, sorry. Here it's going to drop to 60 again, because you are crossing over a main line. So the high-speed tracks, you can't really see it on this game, because all diagonals are the same. But for me, the high-speed tracks, you can do like 120 miles an hour quite easily. I think I've set the actual speed limit to 100 on the switches, whereas on these tracks, 60 miles an hour is the norm for switching across. So I might as well stay true to form. Maybe this isn't as difficult as I thought it would be, actually, because it is relatively a straight line most of the way across. Here is where it starts to slow down. So GSG, it's going to be 30, so this one here must be 45. And then it's 30 all the way through until you hit Stillington box, and then it goes back up to 100. And then it's going to stay 100 until you hit Chunston, and then it's going to stay 100 again. And then it's going to be 100 through here as well, and then you're going to hit Rinston, and it's going to drop to 60. Coming out of Rinston is also going to be 60. And then I think, isn't it 75? All the way down here. So coming out of Tatham, 75. So Fort Flomwood Parkway is there. It's going to be 15. But this one must be something like 45. Would make sense. But then I don't normally make sense. So who knows. 15. Coming out is 30 until you hit this one. Whoops, where it goes up to 75. I don't need that open, and I most certainly don't need that open. I'm also going to switch this over to buffered whilst I remember. Tatham, 75. Rinston approach south, we're going to drop to 60. And 60. Coming out to the north, it's going to be 100. All the way through here is going to be 100. And then it's going to drop to 60 at Stillington box. And then 30 all the way through GSG, 30 out of GSG, 45 here, 60 here, and from here it's going to be 100 to Flaham, where it's going to drop to 60. Nearly done, everyone, nearly done. 60 here, 100 again, 60, 60, and 100 to Denningwell, where it's still going to be 100. I have a feeling those Eurostars are going to get caught up behind this train. I mean, I can't really be too upset by that. Maybe in the future I could upgrade to the 125 mile per hour diesels and just have a setup similar to this so that it keeps out of the way. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't really want to run the mail trains on the slow lines though, because I know they'll get held up. That'll be a huge inconvenience, because mail is worth more than passengers most of the time. If I just sort this out quickly. You're 15. You're 30, sure. We'll have you as 45. Now there must be... hang on. Select one of these quickly. Just check your speeds coming back. Ah, so from Mewood it's 75 down the hill. Okie dokie. That makes a lot of sense. So that is 75. Alright. And then this is 30, 15, and 10. Okay, that's that one done. And then this one, you're going to copy your orders from here, and then we're going to scooch all the way over to Kingston, which is that is over here. I struggle to recognize the network sometimes from above. That's how vast it's gotten. So it's all of this section here. So you're going to come out to the west. You're then going to go to Dintown, which is all the way over here somewhere. There it is. And then from Dintown, you're going to come down here, along here, there, and there, into Fort Flunwood. And then Fort Flunwood, you're going to go up to here. No loading, no unloading. And then out of Fort Flunwood, you're going to go here. Was it 2 on the way in as well? It was, wasn't it? But it is only a 75 mile per hour speed limit, which is probably why I did it. And then Dintown. There's some big towns on this other branch actually. I'm very tempted to make more stops because Dintown isn't that big compared. It's not that big at all. Oh, and west. All the way over here. Like that. Yeah, it's not that big compared. Might have to do some tweaking. Right, 60 here. And then 75 to Dintown. 75 again. And then if that one's 15, this one must be 45, mustn't it? Like that. And then you are also 15. Train storage was 3,500 if I'm not mistaken. You were 30, 75, and 75. Autofill. They should all be cleared. Looks like they are. And you are also buffered auto. Right. These should both be passengers only. These should be if they can't carry passengers. Yeah. Good. I think 6 for each maybe. Although this one, so that's 18,000. 17,000. So maybe 8 for each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Something like that. We'll have to wait and see. Right, there should be 16 trains in here, and there is. Good. M4M6 EMU Sunnington to Fort Flunwood Parkway via Tatham. 8 units. M4M7 EMU Sunnington to Fort Flunwood Parkway via Din. 8 units. You go up into that. You go up into that. Now I was doing some thinking off camera. Because I do like the idea of franchising out routes again. But I don't just want to give them away to anybody. If you remember, before I took my break, quite a long time ago now actually, I did ask you guys a question, which was about my Patreon. If there's anyone out there who wants to support me on Patreon. Now I think I don't really use my Patreon that much. I mean, I've updated it a couple of times in the last few weeks to try and match a bit more what I'm actually aiming for from that. But One thing I did notice was a lot of YouTubers, they use Patreon as a way of people sort of unlocking things, if that makes sense. So in my case, it would be if you want a franchise in this series, which you don't have to if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. But if you do want one, I think I'm going to open it up just to my Patreon supporters rather than just subscribers, because it did get a little bit messy last time, which is why I withdrew it. But I would like to get people involved. So if you want to become a patron on Patreon, you don't have to. There's no pressure at all. But if you do wish to do that, and you're a particular viewer of this series, you can have a franchise named in your honor. I will come up with equal ones for my other series as well. But if you only watch this one, then that's fine. One more thing I want to say before I end this episode. You can see here, Fort Flunwood Parkway, 4,000 people waiting. I haven't checked this for a little while actually, so I don't know how expansive this will be, but the last time I checked, the number of people wanting to go to different locations, this is just from one station. Some of them will have travelled from the bus stops and the tram stops, which is working quite nicely actually. The network as a whole is running really smoothly now since I updated to the latest patch, so Joker has really knocked it out the park here. But yeah, this is one station. 821 people want to go to Bunhattan. I can see where Bunhattan is. It's on the end of this overground line. So in the future, I will start going around and actually seeing where people want to go and seeing if I can increase services to those particular locations. This is one of the places that comes out of Wenfingfield, isn't it? Yeah. So quite a few changes of train just to get from Fort Flunwood to Wendington. So you have to go into GSG and then across to GSMI, or into GSMA and then across to GSMI, and then on an express train to Wenfingfield and then on a tram. It's quite a convoluted route. Tanningbury Airport is right up in the north of the map. That's where the DMUs run to. These little things still seem to be earning me quite a bit of money actually. I mean, if you look at this, I haven't used the money cheat for quite some time. We're actually just earning lots of money now. Lots of mail here as well. It's kind of why I wanted to bring in the mail service. But yeah, I think we're done for this episode, guys. It's been a bit hectic. Now, this week there will be no episode on Wednesday again. It'll be Monday today, and then Friday will be the next one. I'm going to start experimenting with cutting down on the number of episodes a week, like I said I would a few days ago, just to see how much easier it will be to make videos. I'm not saying it's set in stone just yet, so don't panic too much, but it is an idea that I've been having for quite some time, so we'll see how it goes, because you never know. One last thing I wanted to do, was there? No, I don't think there was. I mentioned Patreon, I mentioned less videos in a week, and I did all the mail services. I think that's it. I must admit, when I first built St Michael and St Peter, they were very ugly stations, really, let's be honest. I look at them now, I really like them, especially St Peter. I really like this roof. I don't normally like stations in real life where they've just built something on the top, like Kingston and Birmingham New Street. Oh no, that's the one. Episode 200, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. I asked for some ideas and I've been given some. Some people want me to do big builds, which is great. If I knew what to build, maybe some suggestions on that would be nice. I mean, I can do lots of big, like I could build brand new main line, for example. Let's say I went on a huge building spree, and this is Fort Flunwood again. But something like if I built the Great Western Main Line all the way down to over here, maybe, and then built some more of the main lines over here. So this main line from Dinpool, built that down and connected it up, and then also built the line from Fort Flunwood out towards the coast and then down, that kind of thing. If people want to see me do that for episode 200, I'm more than happy to do that. I did get one suggestion to build a replica of Birmingham New Street, which is what reminded me, just saying that. I'm not against the idea. I think as an idea it's not a bad one, because actually I've really struggled building big stations on the route, on the network. So building a replica of a big station would be really beneficial for my building skills. I'm just trying to think where on the network I would put it in, which is what my reservation was. Mostly my reservation is fitting it in, so it's not just a blot on the landscape type of station. It actually has a purpose of existing, which it will do if we find the right spot for it. My initial idea for locating it would be somewhere down in the south of the map, where we are starting to sort of slowly edge our way down towards. So if I zoom right out again, somewhere maybe in this gap here would be a good spot for it. The land, actually no, it's not as far as I thought it was. Maybe somewhere a bit further down then, but somewhere where lots of lines converge. Maybe over here? Is there a flat plot of land? I'd like to build it somewhere quite flat. Maybe... I'm losing where I am now. So over here, maybe over this way then. Just somewhere where it's nice and flat and I can have lots of room for it and I'm not feeling like I'm cramming it in. I'm definitely in favour of the idea. I think it's a nice idea. I just want to make sure I put it in the right spot. And one thing I will do is I will unpause the game at this point just so we can run these trains back to where they're supposed to be. Apart from that though guys, I think we are done here now. So I'm going to shoot back over here and I'm going to start setting off these mail trains and just keeping an eye on them, making sure they're running where they're supposed to. So as I said, no episode on Wednesday. Friday we come back and I'm probably going to start working on some more freight services, because we've got these coal trains. Sort of again refreshing these coal services kind of reminded me. There's loads and loads of towns that we have stations right next to a recycling depot or a scrapyard, and the fact that we already have a coal stream going into a steel mill, scrap metal would be quite a nice one to add in as well, and then we just need some iron ore and we will have ourselves some metal. And then once we get some metal, if I scooch on up over, where are we? See, I'm getting lost now. That's how big this network is. The game is still running pretty smoothly as well, considering. Yeah, over here. Once we've got some actual metal, I would quite like to take it to somewhere where it could be turned, whoops, into all different kinds of supplies. So manufacturing supplies, maybe building supplies. So see, the metal fabrication turns it into building materials, which would be cool. A machine shop turns it into farm supplies and engineering supplies, which will be crucial to take to our farms to increase the output there and get some more food. And then also, if I go back up to steel mill, the engineering supplies would be quite helpful as well, because engineering supplies, actually maybe not here, but I think engineering supplies are accepted here. Yeah, for some of the other mills that we've got going on here. Smithy Forge, again it looks like it's engineering supplies and farm supplies. Is that the one I just went on? I think that might be the one I just went on actually. No, that was a machine shop, wasn't it? The metal workshop though, you can also get goods and manufacturing supplies. So there's plenty that we can take just from taking the metal onwards. Plus we've got things like building materials here from the brickworks, we've got building materials from the cement plant, goods from the furniture factory, and also farm supplies and chemicals from the lime kiln. So there's still plenty for us to do. And we will start work on that on Friday. But I am ending the episode here now, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. Again, check over the name list, see if there's any name suggestions you want to put in. And if you do want to support me on Patreon, the link should be in the description now. And you could get yourself, well, you will get yourself a franchise. There's no coulds about it. You will get yourself a franchise if you support, but there's no pressure. So don't worry if you can't. I don't want people getting upset because they can't, because that would be unfair. I also don't like asking people for money, but it is there for a reason. So if you can, then please do consider it. But apart from that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.